Hey guys, and welcome to DDP TV, and today it is again Wrasslin Wednesdays. That's right, I've got it back on track, and I'm starting off this feud with Marc Mero, aka Johnny B. Bad, from 1995, and it'll start out with Mark and Gene, the video that I'll be talking about, because Mark had missed his shot with Sting for the United States title. So me and Max Muscle and Kimberly show up, and some really bad acting on my part. Mark, as great as he was at times, I don't think either one of us were too good in our getting the angle across, but it really wasn't how good we said it was what we were saying. It was setting up the angle between the two of us, and you might miss Max saying, because it's sort of garbled, he said, yeah, it's a shame getting 4 flat tires. And he goes, 4 flat tires? I said a flat tire. And then he hit me with that big old left-handed hook, which was a shoot, by the way. Because Marc Mero had 3 or 4-time United States, I think Empire Games Golden Glover. So Mark was a shoot boxer. He was a champion. And in this match, if we're talking about 95, I had the bigger than, the costume that I'm wearing with Diamond Dallas Page on my chest, like a diamond, symbolizing sort of like a Superman type of, costume, if you will. Very obnoxious back then. I think I was just trying to find, what the character was in Diamond Dallas Page. I was just trying to be this bigger-than-life wrestling persona, and then really all I had to do was be myself, which would happen in years to come. And in the opening of this match, and Dylan does a great job editing it, so it goes pretty quick, but in the opening of this match, it looks like Mark is coming out of the entrance with his back to us with one of his famous Johnny B. Bad capes, and the reality was, for you real wrestling fans out there, you might remember Joey Maggs. And Joey was dressed as Mark, and then Mark slid in from behind with the sneak attack, and we started the match hot, which is great. I used to love to start matches hot, and Dylan did some really fun editing here, and you'll see this is the first time that I ever actually went out into the crowd. And I went out into the crowd to, because it made people even that much crazier when you were out there among them. And I would do that much later on with Savage and, a lot of the big feuds that I had. But Mark was actually the first one I ever did it with. And then you'll see just some, healing 101, pulling the hair and cheating, using my bodyguard whenever I could to try to help me win the match, which I didn't. Matter of fact, I never beat Marc Mero. Never. And we fought in 3 pay-per-views and a Saturday night, because right at the end is when he left and went to the WWF. But there's also some signature moves that I would start doing. When someone would be punching me like 1, 2, 3, I would give him a nut shot, step out, and give him a face plant into the turnbuckle, which is one of my signature moves I used to do. And it started doing it with Mark because we could actually go down to the power plant and practice, because they very rarely put either one of us on the road, me or Mark. So where we got to really work on our game was at the power plant. And so we'd wrestle and come up with great spots together. And this is the beginning of it all. And I wish Dylan would have not edited it so much so it told more of a story, because in the later matches I'm going to make sure that he keeps these matches to about 10 minutes, because they went about 15 or 18, but we told some really good stories in this. The old school, the way you're supposed to tell a wrestling story, a match. And I'm just watching Mark go through this right now while I'm going over there, and I just watched Kim put up the 10, because I was always calling for the 10. Man, that's a 9, that's an 8, that's a 10, and she gave Mero the 10, which was my idea, of course. But it popped the crowd huge, and the way Mark was really beating on me and Max. There was a lot of little Terry Funkisms in this match too. You might see my head with a garbage can over my head, and I get run into the ring post, and fun stuff. But this was the beginning. The DDP Mero or Johnny B. Bad feud. He was a bad man, and I'm going to actually have Mark on my radio show. It is now called DDP Radio, the DDP Radio Roundtable every Thursday nights at 9 o'clock. And it's not a wrestling show. It's more about, nutrition and health and inspiration, a lot of inspiration. And Mark has just written a book, How to Be the Happiest Person on the Planet. By the way, this says Scarefest. I know it comes on backwards. I don't, it's because I got that iPhone that you can turn it on. I'm actually looking at myself. And this says, okay, got a problem. And this is the front of one of our Road Dog shirts that we were starting to print up and figure out what our logo is. You might have heard me talking about that on some show or whatever. I was on Howard Stern with Chuck Zito talking about Road Dogs. We're going to shoot some sizzle reel for that in December and January, and hopefully we can go out and get the show made. And that's going to be Chuck Zito, myself, Evan Seinfeld from Biohazard, Danny Trejo. I'm talking to him about this tomorrow. And I'm not sure who our fifth guy is yet. But back to Marc Mero. He will be on my show, DDP Radio, and that is on, you can go to Diamond, you can just go to ddpradio.com and it'll pull up. I'm actually on the PWF Radio Network. That's the 24/7 wrestling radio show that's on there on the internet. So I just got Bambi Weevil pulled me in over to that, and guy gave me a great spot, which is the one I wanted, which was Thursdays at 9 o'clock. And if you missed it, you can always catch the podcast later. But Marc Mero is going to be talking about his book, How to Be the Happiest Person on the Planet, and he's doing a lot of amazing work with kids and adults. I find him incredibly inspirational, one of the most inspiring gentlemen on the planet, one of my closest friends. Yes, we will be talking about the Feud. I will be talking about the Feud as we go through, because there's a lot of people who try to put that little knife in the back on a bunch of little things, and it only solidified Mero's and my relationship. And remember, a lot of people will say it's all about who you know or networking or who knows you. I believe it's all about who's willing to say they know you, who's willing to put their name on the line for you. And that's a real relationship. And that's one thing that Marc and I both have. And you'll be able to feel that. And my new co-host will be Stacey Morris, who lost 170 pounds with YRG, and Doug Steffen, who lost 100 pounds in 9 months. So they're my co-hosts, and we're going to have a good time on Thursday nights at 9 o'clock, ddpradio.com. That's all I really got. That is all I got. So check it out. Check us out tomorrow, Thursday, YRG Radio. See you, monkey. Bang!